Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. That's episode 11 of season 17. They were off last week. I don't know why they did that. They just randomly decided not to show an episode, but it was back this week, thankfully, because this is actually a pretty good season, so I've been looking forward to the episodes, and this episode was really good. It did not disappoint. So the episode starts with with footage of all of the Shannon drama thus far, and she is sitting on her couch across John, and she is going to be addressing it all with him. She says that these women betrayed her yet again, and he says that they all need to shut the F up. Shannon is hurt. She feels like she felt like she could trust Heather, and she asks, why would she want to hurt me or hurt us? She's going to be seeing them soon for an event that she's having. So then we move on to Emily. She's at this store looking for some clothes for a gala that she's going to be attending for the California Innocence Project, which she participates in. And while at the store, she's with a young lady with a very interesting story. She was accused of taking her boyfriend's life, and thanks to the Innocence Project, she is out now. But it just sucks that she was found guilty to begin with, when she really wasn't. So I give props to Emily for doing something great. We then see Gina in her house. She's FaceTiming Heather. Heather says that she wants to meet up with Shannon, but Shannon is planning her party and it's pretty far away from where Heather is. And then Gina says that she's not going to the party. She's throwing all sorts of shade towards Shannon. Gina is just annoying. The next up, Tamra is getting her makeup done and she's gossiping with her makeup artist. We didn't see too much of Tamra this episode. Okay, so Shannon is at the place where she's having her party, and then Heather comes. They try to talk, but it quickly escalates. Heather comes in saying that she's never said anything bad about her relationship to any of the other women. Meanwhile, the editor showed like 20 clips of Heather spilling the beans in her confessional about their relationship, but Shannon goes off on Heather. Like, stop talking about my relationship. John is a private person and doesn't want anyone to know our personal business. Heather says, you tell us that, but then you tell us other things that lead us to believe other things, and we get worried about you. Shannon breaks the fourth wall and walks off. I love Shannon and I will defend her, but if all of the women, Tamra, Emily, Gina, Heather, are saying that Shannon will, she'll vent to them and say things about her relationship, and then she forgets about it the next day, then I do understand that, and Shannon needs to stop doing that because maybe they are getting worried. But I do understand her frustration because it does come off as gossip more than it comes off as them being concerned about her. We see some brief personal alone scenes, like Jen and her family. Terry and Heather have bought their new home, and they're going to be going to the new one. Okay, so we see Shannon again, all doing the decorations for the party. And as she's doing so, Emily FaceTimes her. She was just going to FaceTime her to let her know that she was going to be just a little bit late because she had that gala and she was going to go after. But before you know it, it's a huge fight because about this relationship drama. Before you know it, they're screaming. Shannon says, stop talking about my relationship. We don't have a perfect relationship, but no one does. Do you have a perfect relationship? I don't think so. So don't talk about mine. And then here comes Emily swinging. She says, I don't have an effing perfect relationship, but you forget all the bull that you tell us and then want us to forget. And she even goes as far as to call her Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. They're just going back and forth, and Emily says, you know what? Have fun at your party. And she hangs up. So Shannon says, wow, she's not coming. And once again, she breaks the fourth wall and goes off on the producers again and says, John can't know about any of this. His kids don't even like me. None of this can be on camera. Unfortunately, it was on camera because we saw it. I just felt so bad for Shannon in that moment. I feel like she must have felt trapped. But she keeps going off on production and breaking that fourth wall. Okay, so then we move on to see Emily and Gina on the car together because Gina's going to be joining Emily to the Innocence Project Gala. And Emily shares about some of the Innocent Project victims that she meets with. And then they go in on Shannon, and Gina says that she thinks she must be in a dark place. Once they get there, we see some of the women who were wrongfully convicted, and it sucks because some of these women lost the opportunity to do things like raise their children because they were in jail for nothing. And while it's great that they're out now, they can't get that time back that they were in there. There's also a man there who went through the same thing and who proposed a bill to the governor, and like the governor's looking into it. They had a lot of ex-conneries. It was a beautiful event. The president of the organization went up stage and called Emily to go up there and give a few words. I loved seeing this on TV because this is something really interesting, especially as someone who is going to be going to law school, and I would love to do something like this. I really enjoyed seeing that. Okay, but then it's day for Shannon's party. Tamra and Eddie arrive, and so do Taylor and her husband, and Jen and Ryan. And then Shannon says, "This is it. This is the party." And Taylor says, "Wait, what? The other ones aren't coming?" And Shannon says, "No, because of all the drama." She was pretty sad that they weren't there, but they try to cheer her up. She did a Mexican theme party, which I like that. They can, enjoy some of our culture. It's fine. And Shannon thanks everyone for being there. And Eddie says, yes, we're here to celebrate your awesome relationship. And John is quick to say, yes, but we're not perfect. And they say, yeah, and we know none of us are perfect, So then Jen starts to tell Shannon that, she's sorry that she has to be dealing with this, being questioned about her relationship. But then she brings up what Gina told her a while ago about Shannon, which was that Gina said she felt like Shannon was poking at her relationship with Trevor, but she wasn't looking into her own. And Shannon says, you know what? I am so done with this girl. I helped her so much. She was arrested, had a DUI. I helped her get an attorney because CPS was about to come get her kids. I mean, CPS, this is crazy. That is news to us. And some people actually on social media were saying, oh, Shannon, you crossed the line. You talked about her kids. That's not talking about her kids, y'all. Y'all got to use your brain sometimes. Saying that is not talking about someone's kids. Was it a low blow? Yeah, but she's just had enough of Gina's annoying self. Anyway, they then have a little bit of fun by squirting each other with tequila. Next scene is Heather in her new penthouse in Los Angeles that was $14 million. She is really happy to have it, so good for her. And she's fancy, so all the furniture and stuff is made by this Italian man. Very nice penthouse, out of this world, really beautiful. But you want to know something? So, assuming I had, the same amount of money that Heather and Terry have, I wouldn't like living in a penthouse personally. I feel like there's nothing like having your own house. Does that make sense to anyone else? Anyway, Heather is talking to her husband and her kid about being escrows on the old house and something about NDAs, and they don't want to know what to know. I'm sure that'll come up soon. But moving on to Jen. Her and her daughter are at home. They have 20 baby kittens and they're feeding them. I don't know if the city knows about that. But Gina comes over and they begin to talk. And pretty much Jen tells Gina the comments that Shannon made about the DUI and CPS. And obviously Gina takes it pretty bad. She says that was a boundary that she crossed, that at this point Shannon is being mean and cruel, and that she's going to have to address it with her. Okay, but here's the thing, Jen. What side are you on? Because you gladly told Shannon what Gina said, and now you're gladly telling Gina what Shannon told you. So then the last scene of this episode is Emily and Shannon having a sit down since they haven't talked since that FaceTime blow up. They go to a restaurant, they order some burgers. Obviously there's tension, so Emily apologizes for that FaceTime. Shannon says, yeah, I was hurt. And let me tell you something, if I was concerned about you and your future like you're claiming that you are about mine, I would address you, not go gossip about it. I thought we had a bond. And Emily says, we do have a bond, but here's the thing. After they talked it over, they kind of turned it all around to Heather Dubrow. So now Shannon's not as mad with Emily anymore. They're kind of making Heather be like the villain, basically, and kind of making her seem like she's the one that really started all of this. Shannon calls Heather calculated and manipulative, but Emily wants to really apologize for the call. She even tears up and says that she loves her friendship with Shannon and wants to be in a good place, and Shannon accepts. So that was the end of the episode. Definitely worth the week that we have to wait. Really, really good season. I'm really enjoying it. But you guys, it looks like these women this season have decided to take low blows and really hit under the belt. They're not playing. I was not expecting a Gina versus Shannon feud, but that's what we're getting. But you guys, let me know, what are your thoughts in the comment section about this episode? What do you think about Shannon's comment about the DUI? And what do you think about Emily and Shannon? Just any comments you want to tell me, guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You'll have a great one. Bye.